changes?
Z is in for Stalzy. That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
Carter and Ned.
Carter and net.
Scott, go ahead.
No,
No.
I really didn't have much. Go for it.
Scott Laughton has some offensive struggles this year. Is there anything in particular you mentioned to him about working on, or how do you see his game overall?
It's been up and down. Yeah, I haven't really talked to him much about what he he knows what he needs to do. It's just been, he's going through an adjustment and losing some ice time, and where I poured it to him, I poured it to Frosty. When I took it away from Kevin, they got more minutes. Different team this year, different circumstance. It's been a little bit of a struggle, him finding his way. He will. Yeah, he'll work it out.
You mentioned about taking away ice time and whatnot, but how much of that for somebody like Laughton is about the fact that you guys have these kids, and how much of that is about the fact that he's not scoring, and if he was scoring, he would be getting more minutes?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Yeah, and just like anybody else, if a lot of times the play is going to determine how much ice time you get, and he's been inconsistent, but it has the lineup has changed too. Paling has changed. Some of the minutes I've been giving him because I think he's had a pretty good start to the year. So a lot of different circumstances, but the ultimate equalizer, I guess, is they let me know how much ice time they're going to get by their play. So if you're playing really good, I'm not looking to try to take that away from you, and I just don't think Lots has been there.
With some I know you leave a lot of that stuff to Bradshaw, but you've said in the past that you want him to be more assertive with the puck. Has he responded through video session, through practice time, the way you would hope he would?
At times, yeah. I still think he's inconsistent, and I don't expect that to change overnight. But our job is to continue to send the message, and the determination part. He's a determined athlete. I just want to see a more determined personality on the ice. And at times he really good with the puck. We all know he's really good with the puck. Still, I'd like to see the puck snap to where it wants to go. So everything about his game is just I want it with pace. Pace isn't always with your legs. Pace is with your mind. Pace is with your hands. Pace brings in determination. So that's what we're working with him on. And it will not be cured overnight.
Do you have more of an opportunity to work other guys into the PK now with know-how? You want to see some maybe new guys get some more minutes in the
Yeah, well, I have kept Coots off of it just for his ice time. It's because he gets so much ice time, and he's still working through that. I took Nick off it when we brought these guys in, the new guys again. I'll probably start with Coots, getting him a couple more minutes, and we'll see, depending on how many penalties we take, we'll see where it is. Nick may get another chance at it. That's about all. I can even go to 5 if I want, killing a penalty. So that's about all the adjustment we'll make there is kind of switching, giving Sean some more time there. Depending on penalties, Nick Delory did it last year. He's another option for me.
John, with Zamula, you mentioned how sometimes you just need a little more determination on the ice. Like, I know he's come a long way with his English. He just seems like a happy-go-lucky kid. Sometimes is it tough to pull the determination out of him?
Yeah. He's a laid-back guy, a really good guy, very coachable. But sometimes you just need to change your personality when a game is being played. In that part of your personality, the determination part of it, closing people out. He's got such a big body and such a good stick. The next thing is killing plays, not just being there, is killing plays, and that's all part of a mindset. So we're going to continue to work with him. When he does it. And it's inconsistent. It's up and down. It is a roller coaster with him. but when he does it, you can see what he could be. I just want him to be able to see what he could be if he does it more consistently.
John, does too much get made sometimes of the whole scoring first or trailing first thing? I mean, the record is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's not like the team is deflated.
No. But it is what it is, though. Throughout the league, and that first goal, it's amazing percentages, and obviously our percentage is upside down, right? But we don't. It's not like you say, the game's. If they score the first goal and we feel that way, why are we playing the game? And no, I thought the other night in what I thought was just an awful game, really, quite honestly, by both teams. We're right there. I didn't like the third goal. I don't want to call it a bad goal, but it was a weird goal when it gets caught under Carter's pad. And but we're still right there. Had a couple of chances right before that. So we can't get caught up in that because we're not always going to lead. We went through it last year. We weren't leading a lot last year. And we found a way to win some games. We're going to have to try to break that type of situation.
Is there something about this team that makes it more important than most teams to get the first goal? Like in terms of you guys being able to dictate the tempo, the style of play you guys want to play if you have the lead early?
I don't know. I no matter what the score is, no matter if we score first, we're trying to play a much more aggressive style and with risk in it, to create offense. And I do think, although we have struggled here of late, I do think in the first quarter of the season that has been one of the biggest improvements of our team is transition offense, is stretching and making long passes, leaving the zone earlier. All the things we've talked about through the first quarter, we're staying with that. I just kind of, sometimes in my mind, you get to the future, you start moving away a couple of years from now when the Mad Russian comes over here and you start bringing in maybe some free agents when the time's right with some more offensive skill. I want that to fall into place when they come in. I want to stay with this style. Does that hurt our style when we're down? I don't think so. It's a really hard question to answer. We're just going to go play and see where it all goes.
The team doesn't have any comeback wins this year. And
Yeah.
we talk a lot about the mental aspect of it.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that creeping in when you do give up that first
You
goal?
you certainly think about it as a coach. You want them to have some success coming back, and then you kind of get that monkey off your back. And as all things, when you get some success in situations that you've struggled in, you hope they can rely on that the next time. So yeah, we certainly want that to happen. I don't think they're thinking about it during the game, but I want them to be able to hang their hat on. We're down by a couple of goals in the first period. We came back and won 5-3. I want, if that situation happens and we're successful, it can't do nothing but help.
Adam mentioned a few minutes ago about the fact that you leave a lot of the defensive communications. It's a Bradshaw in terms of communication with the Blue Liners. What is it about his? Because you've talked about how much you respect him as a teacher. You think he's one of the best teachers.
Bradshaw? Yes.
What is it about his communication style that you like?
Yeah, I think he has one of the brightest minds that I've ever been around. I've kind of coached him over the years, and there's not a chance you can give him all that information that's going on in your head. You can't, because they will not be able to pick it up, and because he just sees it. He's just so bright. The players can't get all of that, and I think he's become a better coach, having all that in his head and finding ways and when. And this is where I think to answer your question, when to give it to him and how much to give to him. And he's gone through experiences. I've watched it when we were in Columbus. He's gone through it where some players just kind of lost themselves because they got too much information. So as coaches, we're trying to evolve too with the athletes. And I think we have athletes right now that, I mean, my God, you put a video in front of them. If you can get a good couple of minutes in, you should leave that room happy. Because if you go by a couple of minutes, they're kind of looking around. It's amazing what the athlete is like right now as far as that attention span. So that's where I think he is really good at it now. It's not in a meeting. I watch him walk around, and he'll go to a guy, maybe getting ready to warm up to go work out, and he'll have his computer and show him a clip right there. I think that's where he's really good at. He's getting to athletes at the right time and giving them the right amount of information at that certain time, if that answers your question. One of the brightest minds I've been around.